Welcome everybody to the Sport Aces podcast here. I am joined by two lovely guests here with me. We have Summer. Y'all guys, you already know who Summer is.
Hi
You know,
everyone.
she's been on there before. And we have a new guest. You guys, I'll let her introduce herself because she gotta plug in her stuff as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Camille. I go by Camille for short, and I'm the founder of Backfield Media. I do collaborate with other platforms and social media platforms such as Sports Plug, which is based in 757, and any other platforms that you may see on Instagram. So if you do see me, I'm most likely just working with youth, collegiate athletes, and whatever you may see. I'm cross sports, so it's not just football, although it's Backfield Media. So that's really just a forefront.
Awesome, awesome, man. First of all, if people see behind me, we got to shout out to my cousin Brand Hometown Worldwide. We got to shout them out, man, because they're doing big things in the gym active wear, t-shirts. So go ahead and get your t-shirts, gym wear for this summer and beyond. All right. So, first of all, I cried tears of joy yesterday because we got NFL Monday night, happened. Then, Rich Eisen, bringing back my childhood. He was on Sports Center. It was amazing. I was just sitting there watching it after the game, like a kid in the candy store. I was just so happy because, that was my childhood. He's been back now, but this NFL season is going to be interesting only because we have a lot of storylines going into the season. But the main one that's really pissing me off is this, Cleveland Browns situation. And let me
Oh,
tell you, I never, ever would ever thought in my bingo cards that the Cleveland Browns would have a quarterback issue, which they always been trash as an organization. No disrespect to the Cleveland fan base, but what are you guys doing at quarterback? Like, oh man, like we don't know what's going on. So I just want to ask both of you, either one, y'all can start first. But like, how do y'all feel about this quarterback room? Because I know Adam Schefter said they might carry four quarterbacks going into the season.
mhm. You want to go first, Boo? Oh yeah, sure. So I feel like they may just switch it out between them. Like I feel like Joe's just gonna be just an early starter, but with Shador, oh my goodness, just his situation is just so upsetting. I've always been upset when I first heard about it and just watching the draft. I was like, okay, they're probably just going to mess with him, just do all this stuff for media. So I think with him, they're just going to leave him for just be a switch out between them, between him and Gabriel. It's just such a messy situation.
It's very messy. Let me just say this. Now, we see what Shador can do in the preseason. We all know that he should have been drafted fire. He shouldn't have been a fourth round, fifth round draft pick. They did
Hmm.
that purposely because they're trying to teach him a lesson because he's Deion Sanders' son. We all know this. Let's not act brand new here. But the fact that he had a really great preseason, the views were
Right.
popping, and he's still a fourth string is ridiculous. The Browns have always been garbage. And let's just say it how it is. They're not going to make him start, even though his preseason should have said, oh, we're going to start you. But yet you're going to start Joe Flacco, and then Kenny Pickett is second string. When was the last time Kenny Pickett had a really good game? Y'all can't say anything because he hasn't had a good game in the longest. Even at the
I
Eagles, they
think
didn't even play him at all, except that one
so.
game, and he did bad on it.
So here's the thing, though. I see why the Browns. First of all, I see why the Browns started Joe Flacco. 'Cause he's the oldest vet you have in the room. He won the Super Bowl, which congrats to him with the Super Bowl. But I feel like they think they trying to reunite that old Joe that came off the couch and helped them get to the playoffs. So they wishing we're gonna get that same Joe again. But I don't think they realize. Did y'all not see last season with the Colts? Like that didn't happen
That didn't work.
with them. That didn't work out well.
That ain't it.
So yeah. And then Kenny Pickett, you trade for Kenny Pickett, that still to me is like a questionable trade. Like,
Very questionable.
What did we gain from that? Like, what did we gain from that trade?
Nothing.
And the whole NFL draft, that was by far like the most interesting draft I've ever watched because it's only interesting because before the like off-season workouts, Shador was highly talked about as much as Cam Ward and everybody.
Mm.
You get to the draft process where he's not throwing that, the Senior Bowl. He's not playing in the any of the bowl games. Then y'all start to question, is he really going to perform at anything? Not even at the combines. He didn't perform there. So now everybody wondering what is up with this. But I just want to know where these other guys come in the picture for like being better than him. Like the Saints right now, I know they pissed off. Okay, if
Right?
your team is trash
Exactly.
and your quarterback room is trash, I just want to know where did Tyler show that he was the man for you? And like I feel like people be want to say, well, Dylan Gabriel college stats was great. If I'm 25 years old in college, I should be dominating.
Exactly.
I should be dominating. I shouldn't be like thinking, oh, he should be. If I'm a 6 year, 7 year athlete, student athlete, I should be dominating the competition because I'm better than everybody. I've been here longer. I know the game. But the Browns just didn't know what they was doing. I think the Steelers should have gotten Shador, but I think they knew Aaron Rodgers was coming. So I guess they didn't want to surprise Aaron Rodgers with the whole situation like they did with Jordan Love, which I feel like it doesn't matter because I feel like you gave Shador 1 year behind Aaron Rodgers. The next year he could be the star for the Steelers. Boom. But people not thinking like that.
Exactly.
But I just
That's
feel
what I
like
thought that was going to happen too.
uh,
I honestly said, oh, Shador's coming. I thought he was either going to go to the Saints or the Steelers because that's where they need quarterback help in. Steelers disappointed me more than anything because y'all lost Russell Wilson. And I said, oh, they're going to be smart. They're going to get Shador just for them to get Aaron Rodgers. No, no shade, but I just felt like that was the chance to shine. I don't want no smoke, but I feel like that was the chance to shine there.
Cammy, you got anything on this matter that's more in touch?
Um, well, I'll admit I'm slightly not saying newer in the terms of like info and that stuff, but more so just like the systems of how it works. I would just say that like just looking at Shore coming in and that whole spectacle, of course it was disappointing and of course like all that stuff with the QB outlook for him. I definitely saw him trying to, not necessarily trying to, but I saw him going in later just because of what was happening. So I kind of not necessarily expected the 4 round slip, but it did just come as an expectation due to like just that media outlook and just what was happening with the owners. So that was just something that I saw from a marketing perspective and a media perspective. So it wasn't just anything personal, but more so just what was just going on and how the owners were taking it and handling it, which was poorly, but
Very poor.
definitely, definitely just something that I noticed as I was going through all the articles and such.
It was terrible.
Hmm.
They did my boy dirty. Then say,
Sp-
oh, I don't want him. We didn't really want him.
Yeah,
In my
Speaking
draft.
of
it's not even the fact
speaking
that
of
they needed him.
Exactly. Who else they
Browns
got?
got to figure out something. The Browns got to
Hmm.
figure out something because I feel like everybody is just trying to. I think the Browns just don't know what they're doing. I think they're trying to find a direction. I don't think they have a direction. I think they have an idea of a concept what they're trying to do, but they don't know what they're doing. So I think it's just a clusterfuck of issues that they have, and hopefully they figure something out because right now it's just looking like a clusterfuck of problems in Cleveland. And I feel bad, Shador. Me personally, I feel like Shador. They should trade Shador but I think they're only keeping him because they know with Shador, you're gonna use the hell out of him in the marketing aspect,
Exactly.
which we know
Yeah.
the business side of things.
And it's like you
But
could see in the media that they're neglecting him by not putting him in the training positions that he needs to be in. So I wouldn't like if they're not going to put all the attention that they need to on the training side. So I don't see the real like respect that they can gain as a team or as a franchise um to really be having him on the team and just using his image.
yeah, basically. But another guy that should be pissed off, I think Anthony Richardson, the
Yeah, I think
coach
so
made
too.
the announcements that Daniel Jones is their starter for this season. I'm gonna be honest. So just looking at Daniel Jones stats that I pulled up here on my end, the best season Daniel Jones had was 2022, which was
Mhm.
Brian Dable like first year with the Giants. That was his best season and took him to the playoffs. But like after that,
Oh, whatever.
Danny Jones is like your classic backup quarterback. I'm not a believer of this guy personally. But it's interesting to see that Danny Jones being the starter, and I think is it going to affect Anthony Richardson? I think it is because like you guys drafted him at a high position in the draft. I think you guys should at least give him another chance because I feel like what is the point of having him come into your organization and y'all not helping him develop? Like
They
he
gave up on.
wasn't they gave up on him too quick, but like not everybody is gonna be like a CJ Stroud. Not everybody gonna be a Jaden Daniels coming into the league where their first year that's the main success. Like nobody's not gonna have that magical success. And I think that's the problem with a lot of GMs and owners that everybody looking at what they did in their first year as opposed to the next couple of years because you can have a great rookie season, but your rookie season don't other season don't follow up after your rookie season being good, then it's just like you just a flash in the pan. Mac Jones teased the hell out of everybody in New England. And that one season he had good in New England, guess what happened? Boom. Now he's in the fucking he's a backup. And it's like, wow, who would have thought that Mac Jones would be a backup after being a Pro Bowler his rookie year? So yeah, but I just want to get your opinions on, and this don't even have to be about Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones. Like, how do y'all feel about, that like the expectations that a lot of quarterbacks have, especially getting drafted as a rookie going to the NFL?
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
They can go first.
Okay, here's my thing. People believe that if you're a high draft pick, they think that you're going to be in like a position of like how a Patrick Mahomes or that you'll be like the next Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen. People have that, and that's why they draft you. But humbly, you can't give up on the quarterback that y'all picked. Y'all picked them for a reason. You got to give them time to train. You got to give them time to grow. You got to give them time to develop. After a season, you can't just make them a second string. I just felt like that was not fair. I just feel like you think that just if after a season they're going to be the next Jaden Daniels or the next CJ Stroud, how they were able to propel. How CJ Stroud on his rookie year he was able to make it to the second round, and he also beat what's his name Joe Flacco in the playoffs after Joe Flacco was just in like an 8-game winning streak. Even though we all thought that the Browns were going to win that, but they didn't, and then lost to my team. They thought that he was going to have that type of standard, but it does not work that way. You got to have faith. I felt like humbly when I saw that today, I'm like, I'm not surprised. I was actually waiting on ESPN to say it, but they just gave up too fast. That's just my opinion. They didn't allow him to grow, and they didn't allow him to develop for real. It was just a kick in the face.
So for me, I would say like they have to trust their QB that they're taking in.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're going to take in someone, they can't hold them to an expectation that somebody else is at because
Exactly.
where someone else is at is not going to be the same place that this other QB is at. And so just kind of um back not picking back off of what you were saying earlier, like they need to grow, they need the time to develop so that way they're at the levels that they need to be at to reach levels that they want the team to be at.
Period.
Guys, y'all really brought some good points because you know it's just the expectations so high for these young guys. I don't think it's tough to go from being the man in your college team to all of a sudden now I'm in the position I have to lead a whole entire organization. I think it's real tough because it's like I feel like personally, I think the development of being a quarterback in the league is a lost art. I think hopefully in the future, I think a lot of GMs is going to start seeing that becoming a trend that is going to do more damage than harm. Person, that's what I think. I think it's going to do more harm than anything because it's not going to help at all. But transitioning from the NFL, college football, starting this week with week 0. Um, I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited for college football because now this season is gonna bring up some pretty great names. Before we get started in the college football, we gotta give a shout out to Cam Newton for getting his jersey officially retired at Auburn, you know, War Eagle, because I know, a lot of people were always wondering why his jersey wasn't retired, but now he's getting his jersey retired. For people who that be thinking, cracking jokes about Cam Newton outfits, we get it. We get it. His outfits is crazy and it's interesting, but look, at Auburn, he was him. Now y'all can say whatever y'all want about the NFL career, but that one season at Auburn, he was a man among boys. He was the truth. So
Hello. Y'all can
definitely
do whatever
congrats
you
to him. But this season of college football, there's a lot of things that's happening. We got Archie Manning, making a start at Texas, and like wondering if Ohio State can repeat as national champions. But you know, Summer and Camille, I want to ask y'all, what's your expectations for Archie Manning at Texas this season? Because he's coming from the Manning lineage,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mhm.
nephew of Peyton and Eli Manning. For the people who don't know his father's Cooper Manning, which his father Cooper was a great football player, but due to, personal matters that health wise, he had to retire from football. But, you know, I think, Archie Manning have a pretty good expectations going into the season.
Period. I agree. I feel like you have that last name, you have high expectations. They're gonna say, "Ooh, you're like your brothers. You have to do this, this, this." Let this man grow. Let his man be himself. Because let's be honest, he's gonna be the number 1 draft pick next year. Let's cut all the nonsense. He's gonna be number 1. And he's either going to be a saint. He's gonna be a saint. It's gonna happen. All of the bad teams in the NFL, mark my words, they are going to tank bad on purpose to get Arch.
Oh, I can already tell you one team that's going to do that, the New Orleans
Saints.
Saints.
The Saints. I think that's why they're doing all this buffoonery now because they know he's coming. They got to get the bag ready. They have to get the bag ready because they know he's going to be a high commodity. Just think about it.
Okay.
He going to be a Saint.
Go ahead, Camille.
Well, I'm not one to really pay attention to the Manning family, although they do have my attention sometimes. He really for him, I would just have to say like just because of the expectations that they have for him and just him going into a draft, he's already going to be at a very high place and he's already going to be having these expectations with being at Texas. So um as long as he really follows through on his part and plays his part, I think he'll be fine up until that point in just going into a Saints or whatever team that really needs him.
Exactly. I agree. Don't get
I,
him and then it be a Shador situation. Like, go to a team that needs you.
See, I doubt it just for a few reasons, but I'm not gonna say all of them, but just really just because of skin color and stuff like that. But that's
Right.
really just to minimize a little bit on it.
I agree.
I think for me, you know, his my expectation for Archie, man, I think, coming in and you have like just seeing like everybody hype him up early because of seeing the earlier games of his, I think he has a great chance to really be a great quarterback for Texas this season. I think the first game against Ohio State, I think that's gonna probably be the first look of like, is he's gonna be dominant because you're going against the defending national champs, of course, and that's gonna answer a lot of questions that people have about Archie Man. So I think for Archie, I think if he can lead Texas to the college football playoffs, that'd be a great year for him because I think you're rising your draft stock. Now, you get him to the national championship game, that's huge.
That's
That's really
fantastic.
huge for Texas. But it all depends on how the season gonna go for him because be honest, like you kind of gotta prove a lot of people wrong because like people hyping you up thinking you're gonna leave into the draft. And who knows? Like you might leave for the draft, but hey, sometimes he might change his mind. So, we only can wait and see how that goes. But besides college football, I know this WNBA season has been great. Seeing like new teams of the Golden State Valkyrie making a huge impact this season with, potentially making the playoffs in their first season,
That's
which
iconic.
that's great because now we're seeing like at the standings, Minnesota Lynx, at the first seed, Atlanta Dream, New York Liberty, followed by the Mercury. The Aces kind of have a drop off a little bit for the Aces. The Fever, they still trying to hold on. Then you have the Valkyrie still trying to stay in that mix of being in the playoffs, but then you got the Storm Mystics and the Sparks fighting for that final spot in the playoffs. So it's just interesting seeing how this playoffs go. But I'm gonna be honest, it's crazy to see how this Connecticut Sun was a great team last year, and now they're the worst team
That's sad.
tanking.
That's really
You
sad.
know, uh, Injuries. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Chicago Sky organization is in shambles because I feel like once you fire Coach Witherspoon, you don't know what you're doing. Because
She
like
gonna
like I feel bad for Angel Reese, the guy play there, because it's like, damn, y'all not giving her no help. Um, but this season though, I really like the Mystics. I like the direction they're going with, Kiki, Irfan, and Sania Citron. So it's just great seeing the rookies really bringing the Mystics back into the realm of things. But, the one thing that's interesting to me is how this season, due to injury, unfortunately, Caitlin Clark had a sophomore slump season. Even though she had made it to the All-Star game, but she wasn't able to play due to injury. I
yeah.
just want to get y'all thoughts on the matter of like, how do y'all feel about, you know, from the rookie year where she was like most impactful for her team to seeing that sophomore slump. Like, I want to get your opinion on this, man, because I think it's just the injuries that had
Yeah.
me thinking like it was just a slump. But I think overall, I think just the Fever team just trying to work on their chemistry.
That's what it is to me. I feel like Caitlyn, nobody is knocking her talent. She is very talented and everything, but it's just like it sucks that injuries are kind of getting really the best of people. I wouldn't give it a slump. I would say that she kind of does carry the team, but I mean that's just my opinion. But
I mean,
have you
that's
noticed?
evident in their
Yeah.
scores.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that she doesn't. Like it's very evident in the way that the scores fluctuate when she's off.
Hmm.
But I would say that she will, obviously with the injuries, she will. come back stronger. Oops, sorry. As she does come back, as she hopes to come back in the end of the season. Obviously, there's been other players in the past, like Alana Beard, who had a groin injury also. She returned the same season and also maintained her defensive edge. And then Bria Hartley from 2020. So she had ACL tears and then returned to the rotation. So she'll come back strong and especially be very helpful to getting her team back to where she needs it.
Mhm.
So I think just her being off the court, really just getting her presence built off the court and just like maintaining that leadership presence is really beneficial to her.
Exactly. Because when she's not on that court and everything, you see how everything like ticket sales went down, and even in the All-Star game, a lot of people really weren't really into it because she wasn't even there. Like she wasn't really playing. That's why.
Oh, I was invested All-Star weekend. Yo, shout out to the Starbuzz. I was invested. First of all, the one thing that made me watch the game was really because once the Starbuzz went live and the shenanigans they was doing, oh, I was invested. I didn't care about what was the score. Yo, give me some funny moments. Like, I think I'm gonna be honest. And this is just my opinion. I think what the Starbuzz did kind of made everybody want to watch that All-Star weekend
Mhm.
because it's kind of like you get like the in-depth look of like, oh wow, like all this is happening in All-Star weekend. It's like for most people it's just a shocker, but it's great. Because it's like we seeing the personalities of most of these athletes that we don't never get to see. Like, I feel like me personally, I would love to see like live stream when you seeing like the behind the scenes of everything. Like, it's great. It was fun. And it made some memorable moments where to this day, I think if you ask anybody for All-Star weekend, you probably gonna bring up something that happened on the Starbuzz live stream.
I agree.
So but before we get off this episode, you know, I really want to ask, Summer and you, Camille. 'Cause I don't
Hmm.
know if you have a favorite sports team. If you do, you can tell us.
You want to go first, Cammy?
Yeah, sure. So, I switched teams when I got older. So I was originally Redskins, but then I switched to Philly just because of this past season. So I love the Commanders. I love what they've done, especially with Jan Daniels. But once I've seen the defense with the Eagles, it just sold me. So that's why I
Wow,
switched.
you just
Yeah,
gonna go to
I'm a
the
switcher.
Eagles from the Commanders? That's crazy work right there. What you think the Eagles gonna do this year?
They've been low key. They lost to Browns preseason, but I think
Yep.
they'll come back a lot stronger. Yep, they lost to Browns, so I'm like, okay,
Mm, mm,
they'll
mm.
work out something. But right now, I think they're still just like developing up to that Super Bowl. Uh, what's it called? I cannot find the word, but just building up to that momentum again. So I think that's really what I'm just seeing with the Eagles as they're being very low key about their win. They're not really speaking on it. They're not boasting about it. So I think that's really just the biggest thing with the Eagles.
Okay, Summer. I'm gonna be honest.
Y'all already know who
That's
I'm repping. You see the jersey. You see the jersey.
nah. Lamar is getting real questionable right now. It's getting real spooky out here for Lamar, man.
No,
He
it's not.
don't.
Listen, I gotta have faith in
Nah,
my boy.
he
This is the
look
year.
regular season Lamar, go. Postseason Lamar,
Yeah, I don't know what be going
trash.
on.
But I'm gonna need for you to talk to the team and let them know, like, look, this time there's no excuses now.
Exactly. We got
Like,
Jair Alexander. We got the extension for Derrick Henry. We're getting everybody. We do
look,
not have an excuse this year. I'm still gonna support Lamar Jackson. We all know I defend him 24/7 in my sleep,
man,
365 days a year. Okay.
I am questioning everything about the team because I'm gonna need to realize if I should put my money on the Ravens. Not saying I'm a bad man, but if I should put all my eggs into
A basket.
Lamar Jackson, really being the guy and take his team to the promised land.
I think
Because I'm
he's
gonna
gonna.
be honest,
I think I have faith in him. I think he can do it. It's just it's just like when we play in the playoffs, they just do all these simple mistakes and they just be forgetting how to play. But this year there's no excuses, okay? This is the year to shine. I feel like if Lamar gets injured, I don't have faith in our get backup QB. I just know we'll be done for. This is the year to shine. He's going to do it. We're going to manifest it into the universe and it's going to happen. But all I know is that when it does happen, I'm going to be the biggest asshole. Excuse my language. I'm gonna be the biggest asshole on this internet. The way people be coming for me when we do lose is insane.
no, you talking about you. You ain't say everybody my team.
What's your?
Yeah.
Why don't you remind the conjugation?
So my expectation for my Dallas Cowboys. Um my expectations for my Dallas Cowboys. We're gonna be 7-10, 6-11. Only reason why I'm going that low
Jesus.
because I think this season, I think people think we're gonna be this high power offense, great defense, and everything. Right now, only thing I believe in is do I believe in Dak, CD, and Pickens? Great duos, but we gotta see how Pickens is gonna work with Dak and CD. Cause, but then again, I think with Pickens, he's on that 1 year left, and I think he gonna go into free agency that next year. I think he knows that hey, let me show that I'm still that guy for a team. I think he gonna probably try to be on his best behavior so he can get the money and free agency for any other team that pay him that bread. But I'm gonna go low, and we got a new head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. So I believe when we not a playoff team, I would be surprised if we do get to the wild card game. That'd be a great surprise in his first season. But I think going forward, I think it's just a lot internal stuff that need to be done and need to be fixed. Um, Jerry Jones, I need you to realize you need to start signing people early in their contract. Stop playing this waiting game, thinking you're getting the last laugh because the players get the last laugh when you're there, buddy. 'Cause if they lead the team and they go win Super Bowls, guess what? We look like the dumbasses. All right. We haven't been in the Super Bowl in a long time. I'm gonna need you and Stephen Jones to get y'all shit together and realize we need to win some shit. Um,
Speak on it.
for Dak Prescott, I'm gonna need you to really play like you getting paid 60 million a year because you want to be the highest paid quarterback and you like 3 and fucking 5 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yo, like I don't need this shit, bro. I don't need to hear the bullshit, bro. Like win the fucking game. Go to the conference championship, god damn it. That's all I need you to do. Go to the conference championship. That's all I ask. It's not even I don't need to put Super Bowl expectations. Get to the conference championship. If we get to the conference championship, I can live with that. Because I know we was right there at the right there at the finish line. But you know, Dak, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think if you don't play good this year, bro, you might need to take a book from Jalen Hurts, man. You might need to cut that salary from 20 mil from your deal and like see what Jalen Hurts doing. Only getting paid 40 something mil a year, and you see how many guys is getting signed to the team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to do. Be selfless. Like I get you
Speak
want
on
to be
it.
highest paid, but like yo, we need you to play like you're getting paid 60 mil a year. Cause if not, you bet your sweet ass it's gonna be a fuck you Dak and get you the fuck out of here. That's what you're gonna be ready for. But go ahead, we're gonna go conclude this episode of the Sports Podcast because I know everybody don't want to hear me rant about the Cowboys all day. But don't worry, next week you're gonna see me talk about the Cowboys even more because week 1 is against Cammy team, the Eagles.
Good luck.
So we get this
Mhm.
dub, first game dub. I'm talking my shit.
I
Feeling like I'm
know.
the man.
I
I
feel it
know.
coming too.
So don't worry, you're gonna hear people talking about Super Bowl chants, and it's gonna be annoying. So we all know that. But to conclude this episode, I'm Chris Ortega. We got Cammy Lee, Summer. Go ahead, y'all can give y'all bios or y'all Instagram or TikTok that y'all want to go ahead and send to people so they can follow y'all.
Absolutely. Follow me at Summer the Ninja on Instagram and Summer the Ninja on TikTok.
So I'm at Dosokami, DOSEOFCAMI on well all platforms. So if you see me, just add me, follow me, and I'll follow back.
Me too.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Sport Aces Podcast. I'm Chris Ortega, and see y'all next week, ladies and gentlemen.